Hi, I'm Mina, and I'm here with my wonderful castmates, and we are going to read some letters reflecting on our time filming Lost in Space.
Dear Lost in Space family, almost 5 years ago, I stepped onto Bridge Studios for the first time. I was a short, scared 11-year-old kid from Chicago. Now, as our third season launches, I'm 16, not quite as nervous, and I'm taller than all of you, I might add. I've spent over a quarter of my life with you all. Other than my parents and sister, there isn't a group of people who have had a bigger impact on who I am today, and for that I'm grateful. Sure, we were cast as a family, but after years together, after the hikes and Halloweens, Thanksgiving dinners, hedgehog cafes, go-karting races, and Saturday morning soccer games, women's marches, post-work dinner debriefs, and Sunday morning waffles. Through all of that and more, we became a family beyond the script. Molly and Toby, you are the best space parents anyone could ask for. Thank you for being our fearless leaders. I can't imagine the weight that was on your shoulders as we took this journey together, but through your advice and mentorship, sometimes inappropriate jokes, you, Toby, you got us through all of this and landed our ship safely. Tay and Mina, you are the best big sisters I could have asked for. Tay, you've been my travel buddy. How do I sum up all the crazy adventures we have had all around the world? You're the best listener and the best person to have by my side and confide in. Mina, I'll never forget the times we had when we had to cut because we couldn't stop laughing, or the times that we leaned on each other when the days seemed so long and chaotic. We literally grew up together. We were the only kids when this crazy thing started, and it's probably why we truly became like brother and sister. Nacho, you're like a big brother to me, man. Taking me on crazy snowboarding adventures, sorry, Zach, soccer games, way too long hikes, and reminding me each and every day to laugh and make the most of the little moments that we so often take for granted. Parker Person, from the very first day on the very first episode, when I was completely lost acting on a green screen, you stepped in and your advice made it all make sense. Thank you for looking not only after me, but also out for my entire family. I'll miss going out to dinner at the Union and having our daily debrief. You have become my Aunt Parker. And Brian, this show and my journey, both as Will Robinson and Max Jenkins, would not be as bright if it weren't for you. It has been an honor and a privilege to be part of this dynamic duo with you. Your humility, hard work, and perseverance and positivity spoke volumes, even when the robot remained silent. Thank you for being a role model, and above all, a dear friend. And finally, I also want to mention Kevin Burns. As a kid, you fell in love with Lost in Space and sketched every episode by memory. When you grew up, you brought Lost in Space back for a new generation to enjoy. I hope we made you proud, Kevin. Thank you for giving this kid from Chicago an opportunity to fight monsters, fly spaceships, and become best friends with a robot. Sure, I'm going to miss putting on the spacesuit, as uncomfortable as it might have been. I'm going to miss the long days on the side of a mountain keeping each other warm with Marie's hot water bottles and laughs. I'm going to miss the scrapes, bruises, and bumps that come with the territory of being lost in space. But I know we're destined to stay in each other's lives because, well, after all, the Robinsons stick together. I love you all. This is Will Robinson, signing off.
Over the last 5 years, we've spent more than enough time in dark caves fighting vengeful robots and asking the important questions like, what is that? What are we going to do? And where's Will? And I couldn't think of a better way to spend that time. I'm almost embarrassed to admit that I'd happily sit for hours waiting on a rainy morning if it meant a collective laughing fit. On that first day in those shaky chairs, there was no way of knowing that we would get along so well. And now no one can escape the unbearable dadness of a Zach joke. There hasn't been a bad day since. How lucky I am to have spent years sponging up whatever I could from the knowledge, care, drive, and self-deprecating humor of the people I got to see every day. I can only hope that one day I'll find myself with such an intense grasp and care for a story like Molly, a moving love for creativity and transformation like Toby, the excitement for adventure no matter how long the hike like Ignacio, and the joy of being a kid for just a few more minutes like Parker. And a heart that could fit the whole world like Brian. This world Makes no sense, but you make it make a little bit more. And to grow up an only child with siblings is something I'm forever grateful for. May we not forget Max's fun facts every day and Taylor's warming smile every morning. On top of it all, learning more about what it means to be human by watching a robot. And who are we kidding? We're going to miss the chicken. I'd say goodbye, but I'm probably going to call you all 10 minutes after this is over anyways. So good luck getting rid of me. Mina.
My dear family of Perdidos en el Espacio, that means lost in space. In case, all right. Oh man, I can't believe we made it this far. It's been one of the greatest adventures, most beautiful adventures of my life. This show arrived in my life in the perfect moment. I was feeling the lowest, the saddest, and I was dealing with a lot of depression, and it lifted my spirit and it motivated me to keep going and to be stronger. I didn't have a second to spare with any of you. I thank you for the welcome, for accepting me for who I am, for giving me so much love and support. To everyone who was part of our team, our crew, man, thank you for your effort, for your blood and sweat and tears, literally, that were spilled to create this beautiful work of art. Thank you for your great attitude, your humility, and more than anything, thank you all for your friendship. I love you all very much.
Dear all, this letter is not a goodbye because I know I'll be seeing you all again somewhere down the road. It's more an acknowledgement of an ending of our time together working on Lost in Space. It's never a foregone conclusion that you'll get on with your fellow castmates, and there is always, for me anyway, a nervousness about this whenever I start a new job. Will I get on with my colleagues? Lost in Space was no exception. I remember clearly arriving at the first read-through and meeting everyone for the first time. And I remember the sense of relief I felt, realizing everything was going to be okay. But I had no idea then how much fun it was going to be and how close we would all become. I have loved working with all of you. Firstly, Brian, you are the most humble star that I've ever met, and you are the star of this show. Professionally, courteous, committed, and not only a great robot, but a beautiful human being. Parker, what can I say? It's been a trip. I was a huge fan before we met, and I'm a bigger fan now. I wish I'd had more scenes with you, but the scenes we did have were always great fun. Molly, I could not have asked for a better on-screen wife, really. I have loved working with you to make John and Maureen a real, tangible, and textured couple, the center of our on-screen family solar system. Thank you for being so wonderful to work with and keeping me and Ignacio in check. Ignacio, thank you. Thank you for all the laughter. You really are a wonderful person and a real friend. I just never want to be stuck in a spacesuit hanging from a piano wire with you in my earpiece ever again. Taylor, wow, what a wonderful person you are. Strong, talented, and so unique. I've enjoyed watching you grow in confidence as an actor and as a person. Mina, you're totally awesome, really. I think back to when I was your age, when you started on Lost in Space, and I'm in awe at how sophisticated, confident, funny, and smart you were. We never had enough scenes to do together, but it's been a privilege to get to know you. Max, when I first met you, you came up to my midriff. Now I get a crick in my neck looking up at you. It has been a real honor to watch you grow up and be a small part of your childhood. You are a fantastic young man and a sensitive human being and a fine, fine actor. Finally, Zach. Thanks for being such a fantastic showrunner. You cared passionately about what you were making, but also you cared about the actors you made it with. You also had a potty humor that was even more infantile than mine. That's rare indeed. Thank you for making this show, and thank you for bringing us all together. When I started this journey, you were all strangers to me. Now, I count you all amongst my dearest friends. Much love always, Toby.
From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much to everyone who made this show possible and to all the fans of the show for loving it as much as we do.